and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Shalom alaikum. Peace.
Young
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, maybe it didn't want us to talk about that topic, Raw. I got another hot one for you. You know what? We gonna talk about the same thing. It's kind of really like a Q&A, but trendsetting topics, because this topic is trendsetting paradox. Now, I could run back off. Oh man, I get it, but I can't believe it. Boy, look at it. Y'all see how they playing games tonight, y'all? They really playing games tonight. They cut Raw it off again. We about to get back on. Hold on, Raw about to be on. Cause I know it ain't nothing tripping there. I got on my phone. I don't know what's going on with the internet. They go Raw right there. Yeah, they really trying to mess with us tonight, ain't it? Hey y'all.
You know that last video. You know the video that we ended at, it was 44 minutes and 44 seconds long.
Wow,
exactly.
That's crazy. 444.
That's two angels. 44. 44 left, 44 right. That's 44 red, 44 blue. That's Angel Bay, 44 red, and Big Duke, 44 blue. Red will and
This is still cutting up. Hey, all right, Raw, look here. Now, the fading edge. Now we know that brothers like Jimi Hendrix, they took him out. He started pretty much single-handedly started rock and roll. Anybody that came out that had their own that was a trendsetter, like I noticed, like you can go in on this. Like different people came and they did something different, and a lot of people took from that. Like James Brown. James Brown probably learned from a couple of people before him, but James Brown did something a little different. He was a trendsetter. You know, he owned his own record label. He printed his own music, and he got his own a radio station. So why do they take out like Bob Marley? Even Bob Marley, he really is one of the pioneers of reggae, and then boom, he get taken out. And then they steal his essence of what he created. So could you go in on the trends, the people when they come out, they be different, like ODB. Like ODB, man, like I ain't really listened to ODB that hard, but since you put me on ODB, I went and listened to him, man. I said this dude had his own. He created a whole nother style. his style was like it fits his name, and it was different. Like the way he rapped, it was different. Like he was a trendsetter. ODB was a trendsetter with how his creativity and how he had this different type of style, like this. Like his style was different. It was raw. It was like a uncut and raw style. So could you go in on why they get rid of the trendsetter? Because they took out ODB. They took out ODB, just like Jimi Hendrix and the rest of them. Could you go in a little bit on that?
So for starters, they want you to believe that anybody that's rebelling against the system gonna get murdered. Now, what did most of them do to trigger the system to decide they don't want them no more? Every one of them, whether it's Janis Joplin, whether it's Jimi Hendrix, whether it's Whitney Houston, whether it's Angela Bofield, whether it's Luther Vandross, whether it's Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, Michael Jackson, Prince, as soon as they want control of their intellectual property, they become a threat, because being influential in the genre makes other people investigate everything you say. So Warner Brothers, in the case of Prince, cannot continuously exploit artists that follow Prince if they study Prince and realize that he was in the 18-year war with Warner Brothers in the legal fight for the control of the music that he made on his own in his house away from them. Right? They wanted to control and own his intellectual property. Now, the flip side of that coin is it don't just apply to music and entertainment. Right? It applies to anywhere you see somebody just show a sign of brilliance. Right? Anytime you show that sign, you have the potential to assume a position of leadership. Right? And all you have to do in the tribal tradition is tell the truth every time you get a chance to. And it don't matter, because everybody come after you gonna be like, what Pac say? What ODB say? How come Biggie was always sitting down in all his pictures growing up? Right? When you start asking them questions and understand your culture and your heritage, they start answering themselves. DMX, always barking. Chief Zolo. They named the dog after the man. They didn't name the man after the dog. Right? ODB, Chief Crazy Horse. Give the appearance of being teetotally insane, but at the same time, don't stop telling the truth. If you go back and look at some of them videos, we love meth. We love red. But when you see ODB telling the truth, they dropping their head like, oh, shut this up. Either they played their role to the hilt, or they was scared to death of the stuff that was coming out of ODB mouth. When I tell y'all they look like us, they ain't us. ODB said, shame on them for trying to run game on them. Right? Stopped in the middle of the concert and said, I don't even think y'all know what that means. He said, I'm talking about at a concert. Right? Then you got Eazy-E, FTP. Right? Why is he making a song F the police? Why ain't make one called F the fire department? F the ambulance. He didn't say none of that. But he got his artists, the ones with the attitudes, right? To, man, we don't need these people. F them some bitch. They don't need to be here. Right? So he's telling the youth they don't supposed to be here without saying, hey, I'm flat out tell y'all, these is our sworn enemies. We didn't swear to be their enemy. They swore to be ours. They've been hiring people from out of our communities to be the enemy of us as if they was one of them. Because once they get that badge, they think what Ice Cube say, black police showing out for the white cop. Right? So, so they was telling us the whole time in their music, but we didn't know what they was telling us until somebody come along that understand the culture so well from being here for so long that he could sit there and say, this is what he talking about. King's son, right? Rakim, Brother Jay. They got out of the industry because the industry couldn't make them do what some people allowed them to be paid to do. They come back, but they don't want to be under the control of the industry. So now Rakim got his own label and his own production, right? All of the old heads is coming back. They ain't coming back trying to sign to nobody. They coming back with their own label, with their own team, right? The influencers have the ability to lead trends. This is culture. If back in the 80s, we used to know who the best breakdancers was, even though we didn't live in New York. Their names was all the way in LA. Today, we can't remember. But when breakdancing was hot, we knew who Turbo was. We knew who Rerun was. We knew who was pop locking. We knew back then, but we be forgetting that at the time we wasn't in New York, but we knew who the best breakdancers in New York was. Like graffiti artists.
Get that new stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I went
graffiti
got, when
artists.
Breaking came out, got that movie. I went and got that movie and started watching it 10, 15 times just to learn all the moves.
Oh yeah, man. We used to use them. Those was our tutorials on how to break dance. This is how you spin on your back. This is how you spin on your head, on your wrist, on your elbow. Come back around to the windmill. Rise up on your feet to pop lock. Shuffle your feet on that fancy footwork that the tribes love to do. Even in breakdancing, that fancy footwork is still there. And then when it got to Detroit, when we incorporated into breakdancing, the jit. The jit is the tribal dance of Detroit. Right? Ballrooming is the tribal dance of Chicago. All of the tribes in Chicago, Stones, Lords, they all know how to ballroom. Or we call it stepping in Chicago. Right? That's the tribal, regional, tribal dominant dance. Right? It's ballroom and everywhere else to stepping in Chicago. Right? C walking and B walking. Exclusive to the West Coast. But it's been exported all around the world. And the crazy thing is you got some people think they C walking and they actually be walking. But they look similar to an outsider. Only your blood and the Crip gonna tell you that ain't no C walk, that's a B walk. Right? Tribal traditions are always part of the culture of the people. The same stuff we famous for in the history books is the same stuff we do today. If we wasn't famous for it back then, we wouldn't be famous for it now. If they would have totally erased us like they tried to do, we wouldn't be here doing the same stuff we always do. We baby kids, we don't die, we multiply, we come in numbers. We the many, they the few. But they want us to think that we the few and they the many. They think might makes right. We think right makes might. So we're going to let you try to use your force while we use our position of right and see who the last man standing telling the truth. Right? And that go to all of the tribes. When you go do the background, DJ Yella, indigenous to the land. MC Ren, and it's in their records. It's when you read their biographies, right? They nicknames was chief names way back 100, 200 years ago. right? Easy E, he from the land, right? He know his heritage, but he can't tell you outright. It's plain to see. You can't change me. I'm gonna be gorilla for life. So the influencer can anytime shift into leadership. And when the influencers start to demand control of his intellectual property, he becomes danger to the future of the industry. If he won't control, he can't have control because we controlling it right now. Right? That's the standard that the system is using. We don't care who made it, you can't control it, even though you made it. Right? So how do you beat them at their own game, Max Michael Jackson? They never thought that this young black boy from Gary, Indiana would do better business. Right? So we got all of these elders giving us pieces to the puzzle, but we so selfish and too busy chasing the bag that one of the chiefs got to give an open order in order for one of the future chiefs to start following the edict to have answers when it comes for him time to go through his internship as a chief. Right? During the intern is when he tell everything he learned to the community, and the effect that it has on the community has to show itself. If he can reach the most people on the community, on the land, that's from the land, he the one. For that purpose, he ain't gonna be the perpetual one. He won for that purpose. Everybody came with a piece. Who's patient enough to take all of the pieces and put them together and tell a comprehensive story? Right? Who can look past the dogma, the propaganda, the disinformation, the misinformation, the fraudulent structures, the uniform systems to give you the artificial appearance of legitimacy, and then tell you what it all means. All of us can't do it, but many of us can, but many of the ones that can is not willing. So that even reduced the number of the capable of getting the message out even smaller. And the ones that's willing, half of them only gonna do it if they can get paid. Right? Because they're looking at time and energy and effort spent as I invested in this, therefore you ought to invest in me. Invest in what I got and I give it to you. But then out of all of these potentials, one of them gonna come along and say, I don't want nothing. I just want y'all to wake up. Right? And then he's gonna start telling it from, this is what I see. It's in the public domain. We all know anything in the public domain, archivable format, timestamp can be used for the purposes of public notice. We already know that notice to agent is notice to principal. So when you put it out there, they don't got to believe you. All you got to do is keep telling the truth. They don't got to believe you. They're going to eventually see that you know what you're talking about and you understand the structure of the war waves against us. And the remedy is in the war itself. The solution is always in the problem.
Somebody asked in the comments, hey, talk about Big Took. Hey, so let's get into that. Rod, I got a question for that. Now, when Big Took came out, because you talked about this too, you know how Big Took was swole, and everybody looked at him like, I need to be like that. I need to go in again in the gym. I need to start popping eyes so I could be like Big Took, right? So they had to cut that trend off. Because Big Took was really like a superhero, really. If you really want to, he was on TV. So could you go in on that, on a trend of the muscle build during the time when Took, and then everybody was wanting to get in the gym, and then they want to cut that off, cut that bodybuilding. They didn't want us to be swole. Man, imagine you had a whole army and it was all the Crips used to get big, swole up.
That's what made West Coast Blood start.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
They seeing all these swole crips. And no. We ain't gonna be the only one. They ain't gonna be the only ones walking around here swole. Right? So it's Cali culture now to work on your body and build your body for combat. It's hardwired into what they call gang culture, but that's tribal culture. Tuki influenced both sides, right? By him creating the largest blue house, it's going to naturally wake up the warring red house. It got to always start at the treetop, right? But as it come down to the ground, it's going to be blood on the leaves. And them brothers is going to be looking out on death. And all they see is police before them, a sea of blue. But they ain't the right blue. They not rolling 20s. They not rolling 60s. They not Hoover Crips. They ain't not schoolyard Crips. Who is these people in our way? And this is how you was able to be tricked, because you was fighting the wrong blue. And the blue was mad about the wrong blood. Right? And the structure of the warring tribes, what we call a double head chief, is when you wake your tribe up, you naturally gonna wake up the mirror tribe from the other house. They gonna wake up together. The trick is you gotta know how to keep them from warring with each other when you got a common enemy. If the enemy know your culture, all he got to do was send some dissidents in, some provocateurs like he did the Panthers. If they were successful with the Panthers, what make you think they wasn't going to try it with the Bloods and the Crips?
Hey, that's facts, Rod. Which brings me to my, Raymond was kind of swole. Really, he was swole too. He wasn't as big as Took. He was shorter, but he was swole too. That was like a thing, man. Everybody got swole. It was part of a trend. It's pretty much set a trend. And they really wanted to make an example out of Took and make him into criminalize him, and pretty much because they didn't want he was somebody like he was somebody to look up to, like a big dude. This dude got the girls. No, he was up there flexing. He got the girl holding on to his, what he had, 20-something inches.
Hey, look, he wasn't just swole. If you look at his face, Big Took was a pretty nigga.
Yeah, that's what they said. He was handsome, big, nice, natural, afro.
Yeah. So when the sisters see him, Fabio.
Yeah.
He is a black Fabio. So look, let's go into a little bit of history that deal with working with the iron. Because Big Took is the patron saint of the handicapped and those that work with the iron.
Go ahead.
This is why he had that weightlifting addiction, because it's part of working with the iron. That's Mississippian culture. When you hear the story of John Henry and song as a folk song, and Big John, Johnny Cash sang Big John. Those were brothers from Mississippi, Louisiana region.
That makes sense.
That worked the railroad, right? Now, if you go back and look at the old westerns, you see the brothers working side by side with somebody called Chinese people. These are working with the steel. All of the ones swinging them sledgehammers and pinging that iron day in and day out, that's where bodybuilding became a pursuit. Just the ones that work with the iron, they wasn't nothing like the ones who baled the hay. Right? They got a different physique. They built more like the Black Buddha statue. But they just as strong. That's rhino.
Building hay ain't no joke.
That's rhino energy. Right? But the ones that work with the iron, they come with gorilla strength. Right? Gorilla energy. Both of them strong, but they do different stuff, right? So when you put it into the realm of athletics, the ones that was built like the Buddha statue, now they power lifters. And the ones that used to work the railroad iron is now bodybuilders. And every now and then you run into a hybrid like Ronnie Coleman that's both, right? So the culture already had a design for the physique to be carved till it looked like stone. It was also they lived long because they stayed in shape. Now, this became a cultural phenomenon as they start figuring out ways to build more muscle mass by lifting higher reps, heavier weight. The body have to adapt to what you put it through. But if you overdo it, you end up like Ronnie. He paid the price for what he wanted to do, and he did what he set out to do. He got no regrets, right? But then you have some that got regrets, right? Them the ones that take themselves off the map. But they put in the work to get the physique how they wanted it, right? Then you have the ones that using the juice, right? The juice caused the body to break down prematurely, right? So they start trying to find other means. But when you bring it up to creating a cultural phenomenon, the big Tukey weightlifting craze spread through the 70s and 80s like wildfire. If it wasn't for Tukey, there would be no movie called Pumping Iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno.
Right.
It wouldn't exist. Arnold Schwarzenegger had to get the rub from Big Tukey in order to be authorized to work out on Venice Beach.
Yeah.
And then he owed him a favor.
Yeah. Hey, that's interesting that you say that, bro. Now, my next question for you is the skinny jeans trend. Now, I remember when it first came, I think Lil Wayne was the first one to break it. And I thought in my mind that this kind of, look fruity looking, but like now everybody wearing the skinny jeans.
Because
People
that's all
wearing
they making now.
Go ahead, bro.
That's all they making now, skinny jeans. Even if you don't want skinny jeans, you go in there and buy some regular jeans. When you get home, put them on. They your size. Right. But they're skinny jeans. Bro. What tight pants has always been, if you go back to the 70s, right, they had what they call walking suits, bell bottoms.
Yep.
With the waist cut vest. And then, but from the waist to the knee, you can see the blood going through a brother veins in his legs. Pants were so tight. Right. We talk about the skinny jeans, but it's not the skinny jeans in and of itself can't be the problem. Because back in the 80s, we used to take our straight legs and then we taper them in until they tight fit around the ankle. So they fit uniform all the way down.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So skinny jeans in and of itself is not the problem. The problem is sagging skinny jeans. That's the biggest problem. Your cheeks is out.
Yeah, you sagging with them. That's what you said.
Yeah.
He's showing
your
crack.
Cheeks, you walk around.
He's selling crack.
Yeah. And most of them don't know that's a predator's dream. Catch you with your pants down, literally, not figuratively. Oh man, look. You can't go to jail. They got dudes going into jail like that. They ain't coming up.
That means you available. Yeah, that means you available if you got the pants there, huh?
I said, I ain't the one to talk, so you ain't heard it from me.
Yeah, so I know. Then another thing too, like it's like who are putting out these trends to tell us I mean, we come out with our own. Everybody got their own swag, but it seemed like to me, like when the Hot Boys came out, right? When Cash Money, down in New Orleans, it was a thing with the white tees, the soldier Reeboks, the Reeboks, the white tees and reeds and bows, tees, reeds and bows. That was the thing. And I mean, when the Cash Money came out, man, for the first at least 3, 4, 5 years they was out, man, everybody in Louisiana were wearing white tees and Reeboks. They pretty much set a whole trend. So how powerful is that, Roy? How powerful is that when you got people like Cash Money that can come out and when a white tee is really an undershirt, a muscle shirt, an undershirt, now it's like it was the normal wear every day, a white tee and the Reeboks. You know what I'm saying? I want to let them guys get paid for Reebok off of it.
Yeah, so the artist is gonna always do something abstract, different, and this is how you come up with new trends. It's part of the art. Most of us have a subconscious memory of that guy they call Lil Wayne, but most of us don't really know who he is. He an old New Orleans country man.
Right, go ahead, bro.
He probably don't even know who he is, right? But when we recognize him, we have an overwhelming desire to see him more, especially in his youth, before he got defiled by the industry, right? Lil Wayne is a big deal, tribally speaking. So it was 2 artists I seen came out. And as soon as I seen them, I immediately told somebody he gonna be the biggest thing rap ever seen. The first one was Tupac Amaru on the Digital Underground video. We had back then, we was ordering videos on the box. And we would sit there and watch the videos other people ordered. Cause we broke. But as soon as I seen him, I recognized him. I could have told him that's King Tech right there, y'all. That's the Boy King. But they wouldn't knew what I was talking about. So I told everybody in the room, it was about 6, 7 of us in the room. I said, y'all see this guy right here? They was like, yeah. I said, he gonna be the biggest thing rap ever seen. Fast forward about 6, 7 years later, I'm locked up. Lil Wayne don't even got a verse in the video. He's in the video. And the guys in the day room is watching this Cash Money video. And I seen Lil Wayne. And I said, y'all see this? Tell the whole day room, y'all see this dude right here? He about to be the biggest thing since Tupac in the history of rap. And then when I seen Eminem, I said, we did it. We won. The one drop of blood overruled the defect. We won. So when I know the culture and I recognize faces from the past, if you go down to New Orleans right now or New Orleans and you look around at some of the old paintings from back in the day, the tribal paintings, you're going to see a whole lot of similarities in pictures and people's family portraits that look just like Lil Wayne.
They found a 400-year-old statue that looked just like Lil Wayne. They dug it out. I showed a picture of it in one of my videos.
Yep. And that's because Lil Wayne been here. He one of the chiefs sent to fight the war. Right? But again, they got to send their provocateurs. So Master P.
I believe they could have cloned, they might have put a clone out on them too, because I don't know. I just be thinking outside the box. Because some of them Waynes don't be looking like Wayne. Then you see him again, he look bigger. Like you say, damn, that's Wayne. See him again. And then you could tell which one the real one. But a lot of them, That's another thing, Rod, that I wanted to ask you about. Yeah, the cloning. Now, so do you think that they now I think that cloning is real. But do you think they've been cloning like the celebrities and that like Kanye West? I know something funny about that the Kanye West is
You
because
got to
I
remember
think they use
a
his
lot of
phone to do
times,
something. Go ahead.
a lot of times when we think people been cloned, those are just lookalikes. They're not clones. Clones are pretty expensive. It's easier and cheaper to get a lookalike. You remember they used to have all them Michael Jackson lookalike contests in the 80s, them Prince lookalike contests?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Vegas is notorious for the Elvis lookalike contest, but what about all the other lookalike contests they have that don't get
That's
the
right.
same kind of press, right? The Dave Chappelle lookalike contest, the Jamie Foxx lookalike contest. So if something do happen, they own their image and they own their likeness in perpetuity. What the hell is that? Forever. So if you decide you don't want to play by their rules, you don't want to play their game, you can go about your business. They will replace your tail with somebody who reasonably enough look like you in order for you to be replaced.
Wow. That's crazy. They call them replacements. They
Yep.
said they had did Michael Jordan. They said they had replaced Michael Jordan because they say look at his
Well,
ears. His ears don't look the same no more. People be saying, look at his forehead. Look like his. If you look at his old forehead pictures, they say Shaq. They say it was another Shaq plan for when Shaq got injured that time. They brought a lookalike clone in, knowing he was playing for the Suns. Right. So, like you say, clone costs about $2 million for a cheap one. 5 million. You can get up to 5, 10, depending on how good you want it. 2 million for a cheap one, and it would
the
be
most
cheaper just to get a
expensive part
lookalike.
is not the cloning. The most expensive part is the accurate aging.
Oh, okay, that's deep. That's deep. That's a trend. So now this is the next thing. Now I noticed now they bringing in more. Really the hard rap is really going out. It's a couple of people still trying to rap, oh, I'm selling 25 keys in the elevator. It's a couple guys still talking like that, but most of this type of rap is going out. It's more drill or more they still trying to promote the gun violence thing. I noticed, man, that since the cameras, that's what I want to ask you about. The cameras, like back in the day, you could rob a guy and get away with it because there wasn't that many cameras. Now it's a camera on everything. So do you think that and brothers still right to wear masks? Now the young guys just wear masks and jack you. You know what I'm saying? They don't give it. I saw people do you right on camera. They'll do you right in front of the police. I know some guy,
But
but
they show us on these police shows,
go ahead.
you have a mask on, but they can follow you in the camera all the way till you take that mask off.
Wow.
From
Yep.
ring cameras and other stores and stuff. And they don't gotta have no warrant. They can search it without even before they even need a warrant. They can search it for the I'm following you in hot pursuit. Only I'm
Yeah.
doing it digital.
I saw that. You ain't lying, Rod. I was just watching First 48, and a guy they use his own ring camera to take him down. Some
Mm-hmm.
guys robbed a guy. Some guys robbed the guy for his Tesla. Like they kidnapped the girl. They kidnapped the girl in the Tesla, and it was 8 guys, I think. And the police caught up with them off the cameras on the Tesla. So, what is your thoughts on that? The Tesla trucks with all the cameras. I mean, if you ain't doing no criminal activity, fine. But if you a criminal, you go out and go do a crime in Teslas. Come on, man, with a camera all over that joint. That's a new trend, man. It's a new trend that the cameras on everything is a new trend. And I wouldn't be surprised if 5 years from now they have cameras in the bathrooms
They
watching
already
you take
got them.
them out.
They
They
already
already
got
got
them.
them. Go ahead.
They
You
got
see it?
cameras. They got cameras everywhere now. Yeah.
In the bathroom, man. Now That's a little scary right there.
Yeah, well, they call them
Take it up.
voyeurs. They call them voyeurs, right? And they want us
Uh-huh.
to believe that the voyeur that set the camera up in the bathroom is not a hypno assassin, a Manchurian candidate.
That's
Programmed
deep.
to set the camera up and watch people in the bathroom.
That's deep.
A lot of the stuff that, look, if it wasn't for the police, we wouldn't have crime. The presence of the police require us to commit crimes. It's required. It's the trade-off, right? If you got rid of the police and the community policed itself, we find solutions to problems. The solution is never to take you out of the community, away from your family and your children, and put you in a box upstate somewhere. That's never the solution. The solution is to find out what's the problem that's making you behave in a manner that's belligerent to your community.
Right.
If we fix the problem, you won't be doing that.
Right.
About 90% of crime is poverty driven.
That's right.
Right? It's a cry for help.
That's right.
If misery is being expressed by the oppressed, and because they expressing the misery, they had to so that misery became a criminal act.
Right.
Nobody's solving the problems in the community, but they solving problems in other people's community outside of the country, so they say.
Right.
But everywhere they go, a new set of problems arise with their presence.
Right.
In our name. We ain't got nothing to do with them people. I'd be happy when they go.
Right. Now, what do you think about I just did a tape on the BBLs, right? The BBL trend. All the sisters, like I was saying, they must don't eat they ain't cornbread fed no more. Mississippi cornbread, red beans and rice fed. Now, so what is your take on the women? I know women get, it's your body, you do what you want, but what's your take on the woman going out to get a BBL to impress another guy, and then say they husband or they man say, oh, I like your butt the way it is. I like the way your mama gave you. I like you to shake what your mama gave you. But then she said, oh no, I want to go get some butt. Go ahead.
That ain't who she getting it for though. Look, most guys prefer a natural body to artificial. She not doing that for him. She doing that for her homegirls. She don't even know.
Hold on, you go ahead.
Look, she doing that for her homegirls because they sit around and they analyze each other and they shame each other, right? So she figures she get a BBL, she have a beautiful black woman body, no matter where she come from. The standard is always them Southern sisters. And the standard hasn't changed even when they tried to replace it with a mop with titties. No, it doesn't work. And we see the curves, what we used to call the Coca-Cola bottle. Remember, they prostituted Sarah Bartman and they started making corsets with the booty bead for the other women who didn't have no booty. If you want to know who got their one drop of blood, look at their booty first. Because if they don't got their drop of blood, there's no way they're going to have gluteus to the maximus.
No way they're going to have the onion. No, the apple and the onion.
In the basketball. You're not going to have it. You got to have that drop of blood. Right? Then for the ones, because you got sisters that don't got none either. But that's because of the reversing other genetics being infiltrated into the DNA structure. Right? Those sisters that don't got them, you also got people with their one drop that don't got them, but you can tell by their rhythm. Can they keep up with the beat? right? Can they do these Jamaican and Haitian and South African and Mississippi dances and keep the rhythm without looking like she got the rickets? Right? So you watching them show off their one drop of blood in arts and entertainment, in music, in dance, in painting, right? They one drop of blood is the source of their greatness. They didn't have no greatness before they came over here to get it. And Europe had a hard problem trying to figure it out. So they brought them to God's crucible, the great melting pot, where one drop of blood will heal your DNA ails. It's just going to take a couple of generations for it to actualize. That means it's usable. That means your rights of ascension is intact, because now you can spiritually connect to the higher realms when you couldn't before. That's the way it is. Brazilianization at its finest, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so Rod, the next thing that I want to talk about, because it's a couple things that's trending, but what is your take on the influence? Like most of the young girls that's around the NBA young boy age, they like dudes that wear like dressed like young boy. He got tight pants. Half of them got the Bog Simpson. The Bog Simpson haircut is like it's a fade with the plaits at the top. The young boy.
That's native culture. That you see that in the hieroglyphics in Mesoamerica.
Daddy Kane used to rock that, didn't it? That hairstyle with the
Big Daddy Kane had the high top fade. He had the Gumby. He had a couple different cuts over the years.
Yeah. I think I seen him with that the young boy, but he had way before young boy. You know what I'm saying? But do you think that like say like the girls, most of the girls, they don't want to date a young man unless he look like a rapper. You got to look like a rap man. You got to have a chain. You got to look like a rapper nowadays as a young guy to get a girl, man. You can't look like you got to look like a rapper. So what do you think about that, man? But you got to have a chain. You know what I'm saying? You got to have you a chain, nice watch, and you got to have you a nice pair of kicks on. Because when a girl, and can you go in on this? Why when a girl walk up to you, first thing she may look at is your shoes, your haircut, and then she gonna look at your shoes. Women look down at your shoes. My granddad used to always say, keep you a good nice pair of shoes. Could you go in on that, the trend on?
That's how you determine if a person know how to take care of themselves. The stuff they put on, how well kept their shoes is, that's all old. That's ancient culture. You can tell how much a person can take care of another person by how well they can take care of themselves. So the next thing is to examine how you dressed. Yeah. How long have you had them shoes? Right? Yeah. Is they ran over or is they crisp and fresh? Yeah. Right? Do you buy new shoes once a month? Can you afford to buy new shoes once a month? The ones you got on your feet gonna tell the story.
That's right. That make a lot of
sense. Women are analyzing, right? They're analyzing men for potential for a mate. And in the analysis, the culture has told them that the ones that is free with the money is the ones that sell the narcotics that wear a certain dress code.
Right.
Right. Because he can't put his money in the bank.
Right.
So he got to spend it.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes sense.
He gonna live at a lifestyle that's beyond his means until he broke. So this gonna turn drug dealing into a career instead of a hustle to go legit. None of these hustles, street hustle, was supposed to be a profession.
Right.
All the street hustle was supposed to be a means to become self-sufficient, open up a gas station, a liquor store, a laundromat, cleaning service, whatever. The hustle was there to give you the liquid capital required in order to set up your perpetual cash-based business so that you can have what's called perpetual cash flow. But when they started living the lifestyle that came with the fast money, we call it the fast life, then this created a problem.
Right.
If you don't make the money as fast at the cleaners, you won't be able to keep up with the lifestyle that you're putting up to the world that you live in. So becoming lifelong drug dealers. Most of them excellent at running the drug empire, but they couldn't run a corner store. And
that's funny, but
that's
it ain't
because,
funny, man.
but you could take a CEO from a Fortune 500 company and tell him to run a store, and he's gonna have problems. He's never been that close to the customer base. If you a CEO in the auto industry, you should be required for the first 6 months of your CEO to work with the workers in the floor and to work where they sell the product at, so you can experience the experience of the customer.
That makes sense.
If you don't do that, you just at the top. You can only regulate by what's written on the paper that then trickled its way to the top. You missed a whole lot of information in the process. Right? How do your product affect the world? If you don't know how people responded to your product, how you gonna make the necessary adjustments?
Right.
So if the best CEO, he'll go in and he'll get a job on the line for 6 months just to see what it's like working with the workers that build the product.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he don't need to be the CEO.
Yeah.
He don't know what go into producing the product.
Yeah.
And he don't know the effect it have on the customers. Why is he the CEO? That don't even make sense. Because they only care about one thing, the bottom dollar. Me and my brother was talking about the Pinto thing the other day, where they had what's called acceptable death ratio. That means that we can afford to pay this many payouts for deaths before it not be lucrative enough for us to pursue this avenue.
Yep. Hey, Rod. Man, I got another question for you, Rod. Now, damn, my mind is in the blank. What was it? I'll come back to that one. Now, this is what I want to ask you, Rod. How the Donald Trump gold dome, the Donald Trump gold dome? Could you got anything on that? Now we thinking that it's some kind of
it's a satellite missile defense system, according to what's been reported.
Yeah, that's what
It's patterned after the one that's called the Iron Dome in Israel, but you know Trump.
They already got that though? Because look, why would you tell us? Why would you tell the whole world you finna do something and then I believe they already got it. I believe they about 15 years already into it.
15. Let's rewind back to 19.
Huh?
Rewind back to 1984. Ronald Wilson Reagan is president.
Star Wars.
Yes. Star Wars is a laser satellite defense system designed to shoot down extraterrestrial craft with laser.
That's right.
He did a speech at the UN on it, and he gave a public presidential address on it. Right. And so they already had a missile defense system in space with high-speed laser technology capable of shooting nuclear weapons out of the sky and also capable of shooting down extraterrestrial craft. So when they talk about the Gold Dome, it ain't nothing new. It's just a new name.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I see.
So if you look at the sun when it generates a corona, depending on where it's at on the horizon, it looked like a gold dome or a silver dome, depending on what colors is emanating through the atmosphere at the time.
Uh-huh.
That's called the corona. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Okay, now the corona is also called the crowning.
Uh-huh.
Right. So when he's talking about a gold dome being put up over the country, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing he talking about. That's CIA code.
Yeah.
No CIA codes.
You know, something I think too. It's like this. Israel got the Iron Dome, and Israel get all their technology from us. So the Iron Dome, we got something better than that. And so that's why I know we already had that. Why would you tell the enemy, "Hey, I'm about to get ready to pull out my gun"? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm about to get ready to. Oh, I'm about to get ready to. Man, yeah, right. Come on, man. You already did that. That's all. You just telling the people. So that stands the reason where you think that 175 billion going if they already got the shit. Where's that 175 billion planning on going? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you gotta keep in mind when one nation crash, when one empire crash and a new one rise up, it need finance.
Uh-huh.
And the more it's saying simple, they tell it like this: it takes finance to uplift the nation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the do for self platform. So if you dismantling the old system to usher in a new system, you gotta have capital. The gold dome tell you what it's backed by. And the 650 planes, cargo planes worth of gold they took from the Vatican.
There you go, brother love.
It's secured, right, in the U.S. Treasury, not in D.C., but right outside of or right on a native reservation right outside Reno, Nevada. That's where the new treasury at. Because all of our Capitol buildings, all of our Capitol stuff that was in DC, we can't use DC because it was part of the old regime. DC is all of those state buildings and stuff, they're gonna turn them into something else.
Yeah.
If they allow
They
to
already
stay.
auctioned them and sold them off, didn't it? I thought they had already sold most of them off.
Just because they sold them off don't mean they're not repurposing them.
Yeah.
Right? They're gonna either have to be repurposed or demolished. And the repurpose got to make sense to the tribes, not to the voters. We don't voting ain't got nothing to do with us.
Never did.
We used to believe that if we could get the right to vote, that we could control our destiny, never knowing that the right to vote for us still falls under the Dred Scott ruling. It had nothing to do with us. Right? So all of the stuff is being slowly leaked and exposed because they have to reverse engineer the process. Everything you seen coming in, you got to see going out. Right?
That makes sense.
We came in on George Washington, we exit on George Bush. Barack Obama infiltrated us at the end, the same way them Zingies infiltrated us at the beginning and switched out the real George Washington from Barbados with Albert Pike, Adam Weishaupt character.
Yeah. Right.
So now we sitting here watching it play out, but we don't know that you got to look back sometime to see the future. Because you got to look for the flip and the change. Right? So it's Operation Looking Glass that told them that it all comes to a singularity now.
Right.
Now they trying to fight their way out of it like they can change the unchangeable. They can stop the unstoppable. These people actually believe that they were smart enough to defeat somebody called God. Right? So if they actually believe that they could be God, that means that the God that they believe in can't be the true God, because you would not be able to beat him because he would consist of all nature.
Right.
Right? We are the incarnate walking aspects of nature.
Right.
That's why when you put us together, we generate so much energy that it could be cold outside. We're going to melt the snow around us.
Right.
Generating heat.
Right. Right.
That's
Yeah, I'm gonna
moving
say,
energy.
Rod. Yeah, Rod, you like a walking Google, man. I think we should put doctor on the front of your name. We should call you Dr. Rod Hayes. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man.
They used to call me that in the joint. They used to call me Dr. Rod, the Walker University.
Hey, Dr. Rod Hayes, man. Cause I remember you cracked. We was on the line with Dr. Kia. You was telling her stuff about shit like she's a doctor and psychologist. Yeah, man, that was deep right there. Y'all go check out that tape me and Rod did with child Dr. Kia Pruitt. Now this the next question I got for you. It's another trend that's going around now. The alien, the space god thing, but the other thing, the brother who's creating the gasoline from plastic. Everybody's saying that he pulled he disappeared for a couple weeks. They saying that was a stunt. You know, he made $40,000 on his GoFundMe account. But the brother is setting the trend. The brother is the first black brother, Nubian brother, to create plastic, this diesel fuel from plastic and other gases too. I think he did 2-cycle gasoline, I think, as well. But that brother, people like that, they usually buy those guys out. Like Fubu. You remember when Fubu was out? Fubu came out for us, by us. And then boom, that was a trend. And then boom, they took it out. They got rid of it. Anything for us that
You don't know what happened with Fubu?
Go ahead.
Carl Kanai left.
Huh?
Carl Kanai left. He was the main designer for Fubu.
Carl Kanai. Yeah. So go ahead.
And he went out and he started his own clothing line because he didn't feel he was. It's the same with any trendsetter. Soon as they try to get their own worth, you know, but it just so happened that they should have gave him his credits while he was with them.
Yeah. Yeah, he started his own. His stuff was almost fired. I liked the Fubu too, but his stuff was, after a while, they started. It's like the big major corporations, they started tearing Fubu down. They started saying, "Oh, you got on," like they started. It was like you were being made fun of once you got on Fubu after a while. I was like this is one of the only black-owned brands that we can rock, and then eventually they psychologically they pay artists to say, "Oh yeah, you wearing Fubu now? You still wearing Fubu?" Like it's a bad thing. Then to where nobody really wear it no more. Nobody wear Fubu no more because of the name that it got. Like by the trend that the trend got cut off. It got ended. The trend ended. Like really, white tees people still rock them, but that's really not a trend no more. Like when Cash Money had it. Like a lot of stuff.
You know, white tee's been around a long time. You know, if you go back to the 70s, it was common to see the older guys walking around with their white tees on. And normally they have them under the uniform khaki shirt with their name tag on it.
Yeah.
And then after work, they just take off their uniform shirt and they walk around in their white tees.
Yeah,
this is back in. You can see this. You can even see Martin walk around in a white tee with a wife beater under it.
Yeah,
yeah. So white tees is actually way older than we give it credit for, that we are consciously aware of.
Yeah,
right. It was an undergarment.
Right.
And only the people from the North wore undergarments. The people in the South didn't wear undergarments.
Right.
That's why the sundress was more famous in the South than it was in the North. And the women from the South brought it to the North for the summertime. Right? But in the South, some of them used to wear sundresses year round. You know? And now changed modern times, economic influence, business organization, control, quality control standards, all that stuff was expropriated from us. Look, this if you go back to the early 70s, 90% of products was American made, and we used to have a couple things come in made in Korea, made in Taiwan, but they didn't sell like American made.
Right.
It used to be a general standard. If it was made over here, it was going to be made with top-notch quality.
Right.
You used to couldn't kill a car. You forget to put oil in that sucker, still drive 3,000 miles with no oil in it, and it won't die.
Yeah.
It got just enough to lubricate the sidewall. Now, if you don't change it on time, that sucker might die.
Right.
You used to be able to work on your engine in your backyard. Now, you got to have specialized equipment and specialized training to work on these new vehicles.
Yeah.
And they ain't worth the printing press to print and stamp out the parts.
Right.
They are cookie cutter, lightweight aluminum and heavy duty plastic.
Yeah.
That's all they making them out of now. We used to make cars out of steel.
Yeah, I saw a car wreck. One of them car from the 60s hit another car. Man, a new car. That car didn't have a scratch on it. The old car didn't have a scratch on it, but the other car, it was fold like a can. I said, man, what's going on? That look crazy.
The irony to that is if you work in the auto industry, you know they designed to crumple like a can on impact.
Dang.
They got what they call collapsible sections in the frame.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, if you can look it up.
Yeah. I'm with you on it. All right, my next question. People might get mad. People might get tricky. This might get tricky right here. Now, I'm gonna ask you. Tell you two people. You pick one, and then you tell me why you picked that one. Right? All right. So LeBron James and Michael Jordan. I like Michael Jordan. Well, Michael Jordan, man, LeBron James cold, but Michael Jordan was a different man. The tongue hanging out, the grabbing your package, all that. Michael Jordan he was a different type of guy. So who do you pick? LeBron James, Michael Jordan with the Trendsetter.
I gotta pick Mike because if you take Mike out of the equation, you won't never see LeBron. You won't never see Kobe. Okay. You won't never see Dwayne Wade. You won't never see Penny Hardaway. You take Mike out of the equation, most of these dudes will probably still be playing baseball.
Hey, makes sense.
Baseball was the great American sport all the way to Mike made basketball the American sport. You got to remember, Michael Jordan was the first one to get a multi-million-dollar endorsement deal. Yeah. Everybody else was getting endorsement deals for $100,000 and $250,000. Thought they was doing something.
Yeah.
We also forget that Don King negotiated Michael Jordan's first multi-million-dollar contract. We be forgetting that kind of stuff. I'm not even a Don King fan.
Yeah.
If I was in anything but boxing and I needed an effective negotiator, I'd probably go get Don. But if I was in boxing, I'd stay away from him as far as I could throw him.
Right.
That's the closest he can get to me. But any other sport or any other business dealing where I need a good negotiator, I mess with Don. He the truth of what he do. He just think all that fast talking though, it made me do him like Mike and fly by his mouth. Don't fast talk me. Only in America, my head. Right? But if you take Mike out of the equation, LeBron won't even be interested in basketball because his primary influence for basketball is Michael Jordan. The same with Kobe.
Go ahead. That's right.
Right. So it's like if you take Dr. J out, Mike don't got nobody to pattern his game after.
That's right. That's right. Dr. J.
So we can't get Doc. We can't forget Doc,
Yeah,
right?
a lot of youngsters don't know that.
And before Michael Jordan, we was talking about Clyde the Glide.
Yeah,
We can't. We didn't have no Air Jordan yet,
that's right.
right? It was
right.
back then. It was about ball handles and dropping dimes.
Yeah,
That gave us Magic,
yeah,
right? And gave us Bird.
yeah.
Basics, fundamentals, basketball skills at every level.
Right.
These new guys, LeBron is he's a rarity in sport for this age.
Go ahead.
He's an all-around basketball player. But you
That's
know
right.
why?
He a beast.
He been playing scrimmage games with Mike since he was 12.
Yeah.
We forget Mike then invited everybody to go see LeBron when he was playing in high school and junior high school. They didn't start in high school like they normally do. LeBron was a man child.
Yeah. He big.
Right. So all of the NBA players knew all he got to do is get the rub.
Yeah.
Right. If you look at him playing in high school basketball, to me, he should have been fouled out for charging in about 4 plays. Right.
He just running this.
But he used to playing with big bodies. He used to playing with big body NBA players. So a high school kid just in his way, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
Right. So you gotta be able to put it in its proper context. LeBron probably wouldn't. We don't even know. LeBron might have been a doctor somewhere delivering babies if Michael Jordan wasn't the GOAT.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, I got another one for you, and these are tight. Now, 2 of the greatest for all time. Who would you pick out of these 2 and tell me why? Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather in the boxing.
I gotta go with Ali for a couple of reasons. Not just boxing alone.
Mm-hmm.
At the time that Muhammad Ali was heavyweight champion and for years after, he was the most known person on the planet. Floyd Mayweather has never reached the status of the most known person on the planet, ever. It's never happened.
He was in Africa, everywhere.
Well, Floyd traveled the world, but you can't take him up into no rural village in China and say, "Who is this?" And they tell you that that's Floyd Mayweather. But you could have done it with Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. Muhammad Ali be out himself. He don't need no security. He in Africa running by himself with him and his trainer. You know
back then, security wasn't needed everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
For us, that's new.
Yeah. Damn.
But in about 1986, it was a special came on I think it was Nightline or Dateline. They had a special about most popular figures in the world. And number 1 was Muhammad Ali, and number 2 was Hulk Hogan. They was the most known people in the most diverse places around the world. Their face was more recognizable than anybody else on the planet in places they ain't never been.
I think Michael Jackson be up there too in top 5.
Michael Jackson became that.
Yeah. Michael
Jackson became that. But while he was rising to that level, they was already there.
Yeah. Ali them back, way back. Yeah. Yeah.
So wrestling got a cult following that goes back to the early 1900s. So it was always people that knew who Hulk Hogan was when he was Terrible Terry Bollea.
What? That's my first time hearing that name.
That was one of his earliest wrestling names. He was a bad guy then. Then he became Hulk.
Yeah. Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk Hogan. But they became them was the number 1 and number 2 most recognizable people in the world. I think it was like 86, 87. And I think back then Michael Jackson was like number 3. That was during the Thriller explosion. Because when Thriller came out, you know, Off the Wall was a great album, but when Thriller hit, it changed the music industry for the next however long that's been, from what, 83 to now, you know, 40 something years. Thriller changed the world. Thriller made Mike the biggest star that ever came out of the country. He was bigger than everybody. He was bigger than the Beatles, bigger than the Rolling Stones. He was bigger than Led Zeppelin. He was bigger than AC/DC. He was bigger than Frank Sinatra. He was, before him, all of the stuff I'm saying about Michael Jackson, I could have said about Sammy Davis Jr. Right? So when we look at comparing people for their influence or their impact, Muhammad Ali gonna outshine Floyd Mayweather all day long. Floyd Mayweather with that 50-0 tan Rocky Marciano, he's still not a heavyweight.
Yeah, he ain't no heavyweight.
That
He
don't-
ain't
that-
fighting
that
nobody
don't-
like back then,
Yeah,
like
that
Joe
only,
Frazier.
that only, and they not having the kind of
Foreman.
fights they was having back then.
Yeah, Foreman, he
Remember,
get killed, man.
they used to have 20-something round fights in the 70s, 24 rounds and 21 rounds.
Man,
But these
that's a
guys
lot.
can't fight that many rounds now. They tongue to be on the mat.
Nah.
It's only a few of them got that kind of cardio.
Yeah.
Then the late 70s, they reduced the number of rounds to from 21 to 18. Then it went to 15 rounds, and 15 rounds became the standard until the late 80s. It went to 12 rounds.
Yeah. Man.
Right. But man, them dudes used to be scrapping. Jack Johnson was fighting fights for 60-something rounds, 100-something rounds back then.
He fighting all night. 60 rounds.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
You gotta be a straight up goon, man, to go 60 rounds.
Sugar Ray Robinson, and with them hands, he might be the coldest that ever did it.
Yeah, I think Sugar Ray Robinson do got the nicest pair that I didn't like, the nicest just whole setup. Like his hands.
And in his day, they was fighting 30 rounds or more.
And he would have whooped Mayweather. That was like he would have whooped Mayweather.
He was a light heavyweight. He was too big for
he was too
Mayweather.
older. Man, do you think not Sugar Ray, what's that dude name? So yeah, he like Mayweather, like, man, George Foreman, they had this dude kill 3-4 punching bags in a workout session. He hit the punching bag like, man, look, I know a dude that used to spar with George Foreman from Texas. I used to date his daughter, right? That's how I actually met George Foreman, right? He lived in Marshall, Texas. He had a catfish farm and all that before he passed. But he had a catfish restaurant, and he actually made a lot of money out that George Foreman grill, right? And he had named all his kids George. But Mr. Mundell told me, he said that, man, getting hit by George Foreman felt like you got hit by a truck. He said that dude's hands looked like bricks. I was like, I had to see how big his fingers was. He had one finger like this big, 2, 3 of my fingers. But he had hands like bricks. So, man, you only can imagine why Muhammad Ali was like he was when he got, I kind of like, with the disease from getting his head knocked around, man. You get hit, get
that's
killed
not what
like
happened
this.
to Muhammad Ali.
Go ahead.
It was a show called A Current Affair that did a whole special. They poisoned Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
With a pest. They poisoned him with a pesticide that they sprayed around his house in Chicago. They did a whole special breakdown on it on A Current Affair back in like 90. Because every time they do something to one of us, they got to put it in the public domain for us to see it. We don't got to even believe it.
That makes sense now. I'm going to go do some more research on that.
It was on The Current Affair.
Muhammad, I don't think he just went from boom to boom, just out of nowhere. Yeah, they didn't. How you just go from boom to boom? Like, you don't even, like, overnight. You just all of a sudden you out of it.
Look,
that
it wasn't
is
overnight.
weird,
It's
bro.
just that we wasn't seeing Muhammad on a day-to-day basis. So
That's crazy.
as he deteriorated, we was getting it in boom, boom. He
Yeah.
up today, down tomorrow. It wasn't like that. Excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. I think Muhammad was the one. Didn't he go against the military or something where he didn't want to go to war and they arrested him or
Yeah.
something? Or they tried to take his license, take his boxing license for
They
that.
took his boxing license and told him he can't fight
That's what caused the
because
rumble in the jungle, right?
that was after he got his license back.
Oh, he got his license back with the rumble in the jungle. Okay, all right. Okay.
Okay, now he had a 5-year court battle all the way to the Supreme Court. And they tried to take away his conscientious objector right. Right. And that's why when you see the clip, they always say they always play a clip where he said, I ain't going over there to fight them people. They ain't never did nothing to me.
Yeah, I seen.
My
Yeah,
enemy right here.
yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
they sprayed that pesticide, and the side effect of the pesticide is the gradual breakdown of your nervous system. And when you know what Parkinson's is, it's when your nervous system is break down. And you have the shivers, right? They do what they were doing when they sprayed it there. And the fact that he won that case is one of the catalysts as to why they done it. I think they sprayed the house in 77 or 78.
That's
And
crazy.
it took like 18 years, 15 years for it to come out.
That's starting to make sense now.
He was on the COINTELPRO list. What you expect?
Yeah. They was monitoring him. They even tried to, and they really was mad because they tried to get him to throw that fight. They tried to get him to throw that fight with what it was. Who was Sonny Liston? Who was that fight? He tried to get him to throw. And they want, but Bumpy Johnson helped him get the tape back. They had bugged the Malcolm X. They bugged Malcolm X Moss, right? And Ali was in with Malcolm X at first before Elijah gave him the scoop on the feds was watching him. But Muhammad Ali, they had a recording of him saying that he was a Muslim, and the FBI was gonna put that out and threaten his career, right? And they said he didn't want that out yet. So they tried to use that as leverage on Muhammad to get him to throw the fight. I think it was Sonny Liston.
Because he announced his name change after the Sonny Liston fight.
Yeah, that makes okay now. Yeah, that's right. It was a Sonny Liston fight.
Right.
But Bumpy Johnson helped him get that tape back from them guys. And that's what made him say, nah, when Bumpy Johnson gave him the signal that I got the tape, that's what made him go. They showed this in the Godfather, by the way. I don't know how much of this was part of the real thing though, but they showed that Bumpy got that tape back, and that's why he didn't throw the fight against Sonny. But to me, Muhammad Ali is greater than Malcolm X because he come up in a whole different time frame. He come up when it was, white on black, Jim Crow, all this. Mayweather don't know nothing about no Jim Crow. You know what I'm saying? Like when you coming up fighting when it's Jim Crow, when it's KKK and the racist police. Police will take you out back and hang you. You coming up, Muhammad Ali come up in that time, so it really can't be no comparison. Really, on like it really ain't no comparison because it's two different time sets. You know what I'm saying? Versus Mayweather came up. His dad was a boxer. He boxed all his life. He pretty much had it going on since he was born. Muhammad Ali come from the dirt. It's a different type of caliber. It ain't the same type of cloth right there.
But
He's talking about Nation of Islam.
Not to take nothing from Mayweather. Mayweather grew up not just learning how to box. In Grand Rapids, he had to show the guys in the neighborhood that he know how to box. They didn't just because he was a Mayweather. And all Mayweathers and Grand Rapids is known for them hands. And if you a Mayweather and you ain't got them hands, they don't call you a Mayweather.
Yeah. That
So
makes sense.
the neighborhoods is gonna test him to make sure he really a Mayweather and he ain't just saying that in order to get a pass. Somebody gonna test him.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why he stayed practicing so much so he can be ready. And it just translated well into the ring. He didn't start boxing thinking that one day I'm gonna be the champ. He started boxing because it's a family tradition.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the side effect of that is if you follow the path your family laid for you, you got surely success at the end of the trail.
Yeah. Because they already went through.
You can't take nothing. We don't take nothing from his achievement.
That's right.
But when you talking about a comparison to Muhammad Ali, there's no comparison. He couldn't whoop Muhammad Ali if they was the same size.
Yeah.
Middleweight or heavyweight. If you catch a prime Muhammad Ali and a prime Mayweather, and they're the same weight, taken away for the weight difference, and you give them the same weight, Muhammad Ali will mollywop Mayweather. The problem is Mayweather didn't have the type of competition that Ali did, but he had the best competition of the era.
Yeah, he did.
Mike Tyson fought everybody in the top 25 rankings in his first 25, 30 fights. He dug nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this would make us see Mike as so great. And then Mike is a natural philosopher now. All that stuff Customato taught him, all them books Customato had him read, he's a philosopher now. He can see so much beyond what his personality will make you think that he don't see all the stuff he see. Mike Swift.
Yeah, I like Mike. Mike's different.
I always say this about Mike. Mike is the best trained.
I want to use Mike came out when he came out of that Islam. Mike was crazy.
Look, Mike was the best trained fighter ever in the history of boxing.
Yeah.
Now you done had some well trained fighters, Joe Louis, Jake LaMotta. Marciano wasn't well trained; he just was a heavy hitter. Right. Sugar Ray Robinson, Floyd Patterson. These is well trained guys.
Mike, that peekaboo style though.
Nobody was trained. Look, nobody was trained better than Mike. Never. I've never seen a better trained fighter. Never read about him in the history books. He is. That's what made him be able to be the youngest heavyweight champion. Because he was just sparring. Right. One of his trainers said Mike never had a challenge. I don't agree with him.
Nah.
I'm gonna name a couple names and tell you why I don't agree with him. Razor Ruddock. Bone Crusher Smith. Frank Bruno. He won all them fights, but them dudes was handing Mike's son.
Man, I'm telling you.
What's my man name from Grand Rapids? Mike knocked him flat, but Tony Tubbs, I think his name, or Tucker. Mike laid him flat, but he hit Mike so hard in the forehead, Mike's.
Yeah.
Right? What he said about Razor Ruddock? He said he hits like fucking bull.
Yeah. But Holyfield figured him out.
He hit like a fucking mule.
Figured him out.
Right. Holyfield is 98% heart and 2% training. If Holyfield would have met Mike when Mike was like 22-0 or 23-0, he wouldn't have won. It's no way possible. But because Mike had went through that thing with Buster Douglas, where Don King had him up there with all them Asian girls during training camp, eating great. All you gotta do is go back and watch the Joe Louis movie when Ray Blackburn told him, "You in training camp, you don't even need that cake." Then he like, "I can eat a little cake," and got his tail whooped. He ain't want to see no cake in the next training camp.
Yeah.
That's what he did to Mike. See, they couldn't get Mike to throw a fight before Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, whatever one of them Pauls it was.
Yeah.
You couldn't get Mike to throw a fight because he believed in Customato too much.
Yeah.
If you got somebody that can whoop me, prove it. So they needed, the odds was so in his favor that they couldn't get no viable bets. It was almost a sure thing to bet on Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
So Don King's job was to distract him from training.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Now remember, Buster Douglas' mama just died. He training like a psychotic madman. He training like Ivan Drago and Rocky.
Yeah.
And Rocky combined, he trained like both them suckers.
Yeah.
But Mike ain't training. Mike didn't lose the fight because he lost the fight. He lost the fight because he didn't train.
And
Buster
Douglas
won
ain't really
the fight.
doing him dirty like Holyfield was getting at him, boy. Holyfield making him mad.
Holyfield was headbutting him.
Man.
So that's what made Mike bite. That's what made Mike bite his ear because he kept headbutting him. He bust Mike out with a headbutt.
Well, that's another thing. It's funny that you say that. Now Mayweather is a trendsetter to me because he created new stuff. That's what we're talking about, trends. And Ali had his own style, the rope-a-dope. I don't know if he created it or not, but he really perfected it to the mastered it. Move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. But Mayweather, he got this move where when he getting beat, or when you think you're gonna be able to beat him, he turn his back. You know that's illegal to hit somebody in the back, right? But Mayweather got it down so good to where he make it hard to hit him. If you hit him in the back, you lose a point. So most of his fights, he got it. He developed that move to where he can when you getting him, he can turn his back to you, and boom. To me, man, Mayweather learned from Ali, but he might be one of the smartest fighters that I ever seen. Like I got to give him that. He might be one of the new setting new trends and new. Mayweather might be the smartest on it.
Look, don't take nothing from Mayweather, and that with them hands.
Yeah,
I used to think he was overrated until I really sat down and watched. I really sat down and watched what he was doing.
Yeah,
what the boy breathing in the ring.
Yeah, he's smart.
I don't know if the Trendsetter is a good trader, but he good at what he do. He great at what he do.
Yeah.
His boxing, you don't get to 50-0 in boxing and then fight all of the people of the day.
Yeah.
Without having some helly skills.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling you about Mike. Mike fought everybody that was on the list.
Yeah.
He fought everybody on the list. He started at the bottom of the list, worked his way to the top of the list, he became champ.
Yeah. Yeah. I know when when Buster Douglas knocked out Mike, that was I seen that fight, man. And I was hurt about that, man. Because everybody looked at Iron Mike like he unstoppable. Ain't nobody finna beat Mike. And everybody betted on Mike. So it's a lot of people lost a lot of money on that fight. I bet Don King made a lot of money off that fight.
He betted against Mike.
He knew he had
He betted against Mike.
Yeah, he did.
He bet $30 million on Buster Douglas.
Yeah. Wow.
That means that his take home was somewhere like almost $200 million.
Man, what a snaky dude, man. What a snaky dude, man. The same dude that's supposed to be helping you train, he bet against you. So he secretly, that's what the Great White Hype is about. That movie, The Great White Hype, is about Don King messing over Tyson for the Buster Douglas fight. That's what that movie is about, The Great White Hype. Right?
I know they got one called The Great White Hope with James Earl Jones. He's supposed to be Jack Johnson.
That's interesting.
Yeah, see, like 3 Jack Johnson wives was Caucasian hookers.
Yeah, yeah.
But in the movie, they make it seem like it was a little girl. That when it was actually a grown ass prostitute that he had eyes for, but they switched it around in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Trying to make it look bad.
Yeah, that was a pretty clever way to try to deceive the people.
Now let's talk about this, Rod. Now this one guy, I believe he was working for the CIA. Frank Matters. You know, I'm talking about like the guy that he went to. They had him in the court, and then he found out they were going to go to jail, so he disappeared and went to a whole other country. Him and his girl, and he got out. He got away. He one of the only big time dope dealers to get away. Like there's a whole bunch of them got away, but he one of the ones that we know of. Frank Matters. You ever heard of him?
You mean Frank Matthews?
Yeah, Matthews. That's his name. They skipped town, skipped out of the United States.
Heroin kingpin. I think he ended up getting caught later.
They caught him?
I think he did, because I think he did 10.
I know the CIA, because
I know they had him on. He was one of America's most wanted, and they had flyers in the post office with him on it.
Yeah, I think that I think that he's working for the CIA, and they the ones that helped them get over to that other country to get out of the country, you know, because they was the only ones that were bringing that type of big type of work in. He had to have a plug with the CIA. And how would he know that how would you, it don't make no sense. He go to court and they say, oh yeah, we're going to take you to jail. And then he got a chance to disappear. Come on, man. Come on. It don't even make no sense, you know? And then him and his girl disappear to a whole other country to where they can't expedite them back over here. Yeah, Frank Matthews, that's his name. Supposed to be a big time dealer.
Disappeared in 1971. 73 after they indicted him on tax invasion.
Yeah, they still ain't found him though.
Sure, right. But they ain't said they found him yet.
Yeah, see, look, I did like a little background on it. Huh?
I forgot all about him.
I think he was working for the CIA. That's how he got out. That's how he got out of the country.
Well, you got to remember, is more than one intelligence agency operating in America at any given time. You got KGB over here. You got Mossad over here. You got MI5, MI6. They all over. They got people in places.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
That makes sense.
They use Tavistock Institute to infiltrate arts and entertainment. Right. They use the Catholic Church to infiltrate religion and spiritual teachings. Right. So they all got spies over here. When they talk about the Jesuit priests, they're talking about the spies for the Vatican. And then all of them exchange information. That's the crazy part. All of the spies and agents of espionage, they got a central database of information that they all trade with. So if your spy don't go in there and pull out the right information, it don't mean it wasn't in there. Doesn't mean he ain't know where to look.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Now, Rod, being that we going into 2025, and I mean, to me, it just seemed like it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Just like I said, they put this crunch on the American people. It seemed like, man, like the money look funny. I ain't gonna the money look funny right now. The money look real funny. Like they going up on everything. They went $200 up on the rent. Like everything look funny. So do you think that we're gonna end up with a situation to where we had to survive without certain necessities for a while, like no toilet paper to wipe your behind. You know, you might have to use leaves for a while. The way it's going, you might have to get you some leaves now. Get you a box
Remember.
of leaves.
So this
Bear
what
in the
you
wood.
this what it look like gonna happen. All of the grocery stores gonna get looted.
Uh-huh.
So all that shit gonna be gone,
Yeah.
right? But as the dollar fall, inflation is rising.
Uh-huh.
If the inflation is on the rise, that means that the gold haven't switched over yet as the primary source of our currency. When the gold take over as the controlling currency on the land, it's going to be a standstill for a minute because the dollar dead. During that standstill is when people going to panic, but they don't have to. But they going to panic because it's the nature of the human to panic. This was going to cause the grocery stores to get looted. So once the grocery stores, your Walmarts is empty, your Myers is empty, your Target is empty, your Kroger's is empty, and all that stuff. Okay, now people got just enough to make it maybe a month. Right? It's not going to take that long for the new currency to activate. So the National Guard going to be called out in order to get control of the masses with a looting and raiding the grocery stores, right? The National Guard got to come out because you can't get rid of the police without calling the National Guard in first anyway.
Right.
The circumstances is leveraging the people to move in a specific direction cause to produce and affect the arrival of the National Guard. They already did the test run in California with the immigration and the National Guard being called in, and then the military special ops being called in under control of the National Guard.
Yeah.
We already seen it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Before you can do a full-scale operation, you got to have a successful, viable, smaller operation using the same parameters to determine if they work in real time. They called National Guard in a couple of times in New York to patrol the subways. And this is the primer. Get you ready in New York because it's going to be flooded in the subways. They already know this because they're opening the aqueducts.
It's already flooding out.
So now the National Guard is going to be required to help people from drowning in the subway. So they're going to have to call them in to patrol the subway. Not because they want to use the National Guard to hurt the people. They send them there in case they need help because they don't really understand what's taking place.
The natural disaster.
Yeah. The natural disasters, whether they actually natural or whether they HAARP induced or whether them ships out there making it happen, is the side effect is to create a state of emergency to call in the National Guard. You can't call in the National Guard unless it's a state of emergency. We've been in a state of emergency, but they let the National Guard leave the post. Since 1776, we've been in a state of emergency. Since the Boston Massacre, we've been in a state of emergency. You ever hear somebody say that the Emergency War Powers Act has never been repealed?
Right.
That's a state of emergency act, right? That's a state of emergency initiated by the president in order to give them greater control over the military on domestic soil.
Right.
When you fighting domestic enemy. Because the war was an ongoing war, we was locked out of the bank. Big Mama Bank. The only way for us to get back to Big Mama's Bank is to end the war. Right? You got two ways you can end the war. All out warfare, full every hand on deck, tear this motherfucker up until there ain't nobody left to shoot. And just leave the kids behind.
Yeah.
Right? Or out strategize the enemy by exposing every dirty tactic and trick and putting all of his cards out on the table for everybody to see him.
Yeah.
Now he can't do nothing to catch nobody off guard because we already adjusted for the transfer of the information throughout the community. So when they
Yeah, I
need
know.
us to become emotionally erratic and unstable, we cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, I noticed when you call them out on something, they change the strategy around. Because like we do a calculation on them. We say, okay, based on what they're doing now, they most likely finna try to pull this. Like when you said there were finna be some shootings, the mass shooting, boom, they did it. They started to try to do it, but then once you said it, like we can't do that no more because they know we gonna do it. So it's like they don't. It's like they can't. You can't be completely aware of what they're doing, but they got to tell you what they're doing. What kind of science is that? You can't like you got to be like it's like you got to have your glasses on your head, but you can't know they're on your head. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. It's like
So that's a free will universe rule.
huh.
In the free will universe, it's not called an evil if you tell somebody, I'm going to come over your house and I'm going to rape your daughter. If you go along with it, then it's not a violation of free will. But if you see
That's
me
true.
come up on your porch and you unload, I crossed the line and I stepped on your free will where you didn't want me stepping. Come in here messing with my daughter. I got something for you.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see you to the other side.
We're gonna see you to the other side.
The
Right.
upper
So
room. Send them to the
this is
upper
how
room.
this is what the ones we call the elites, that's why they have to always tell us what they're doing, but they don't have to directly tell us. They can code it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But or they can tell it to us in places where the information don't belong. Like they'll give us a neighborhood story in the sports section. Why is it over there?
Yeah.
Because they don't really want nobody to see it. They know that the sports reader don't care about nothing going on in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Right. Alchemy.
Yeah.
We gotta
Misdirection.
tell you, we finger you. I remember when they called me on the job, like right by maybe like a month or two before they fired me. They got mad because I went and changed my schedule around, right? So they told me AI was making the schedule. And I said, well, AI make the schedule. I said, what, AI running this place now? But to make a long story short, they said, oh, it ain't us. It ain't us fanging you from the back. It's the computer. I say, so a computer running this spot. But I ended up keeping my job that day because I made them laugh. They all had I can't remember exactly how I said it, but I said it was funny. And the boss, everybody broke out laughing, so they left me alone. But they came the dude that was trying to come out kept coming out to me. He finally found a way to get me because he really wanted my spot. That's what it was. He wanted my spot, and I believe somebody sent him. But at this point, I'm glad that he did get me fired or whatever. That happened to me a couple times. I trained a Jewish guy one time to be the manager, and I was supposed to have the spot. He took the spot, and he ended up selling me out. I got fired from that job. Man, helping people, being nice sometimes don't pay off. Being nice all the time don't work, bro. Why is that, bro? Why being nice and being kind all the time? Just it
Because that's
it
not
might
real.
land you on the bad end.
That's not real though.
What you mean?
If you see somebody that act nice all the time, they fake it.
Go ahead.
They fake it.
Yeah.
Everybody got good days and bad days.
Yeah.
Everybody got stuff on their mind that make them react in a certain way. And if you see somebody that never change how they act and they always
Right.
extra nice, they fake it.
Yeah.
That's a whole front. They probably got about 46 bodies in the basement. They probably got about 100 of them in the backyard buried.
Yeah, they running them real killers, real steppers, secretly. I know somebody like that were real, like you would have never. They just did a bust down in Florida. They got, I think it was 600 and some kids. It might have been more than that. But they say some of the people that they found these kids at their house, you would have never knew that they was doing these kids like that.
Most of the time
It
that's
happened
the
in Florida. A big old ring just got busted.
case. See, it's easier to catch the big ring than it is the couple that bought a child on the black market had shipped from China,
Yeah, that's crazy.
right? Because that's just them in the house and they look like a functional family unit. So nobody know that they bought that child for illicit sexual purposes from China.
Wow.
And then they had to get her some paperwork. So they called a lawyer friend, gave them a little bit of greasy palm money. I got this baby coming from China. I need an adoption record.
Yeah, you gotta grease them palms. Gotta get your palms greasy now. You gotta
Come
grease them
between two.
palms.
Remember, Elder, they come between two peaceful people and create a problem.
Yeah,
Then they say we can solve that problem for a fee.
yeah. That's the chili chili bowl guys. And they call them Jacobites. And they like to, hey, they play both sides. Hey, they put Napoleon against King George. They loaned King George the money. What? King George didn't want to get no money from him. So he said, "Oh yeah, we got you don't want to get no money from us, no problem." They go to Napoleon. They say, "Hey Napoleon, we're gonna give you some money and we're gonna lift you up high. We need you to attack King George because we need him to borrow some money from us and he won't." So so Napoleon go tag King George. Now King George got to get some money from the Rothschilds, right? He got to get the money now. And so now it don't matter who win. We own both for y'all. Boy, if they ain't the coldest trick in the book. Like you said, come between two peaceful guys, start the problem, and then give them a solution. That's crazy, man.
For a fee.
The type of mindset. Why can't we play evil like them? Because I mean, look, the rules of
That's not our
engagement
nature.
is different. Huh?
That's not our nature.
I know we were nice guys. Which they say means
See, but we
stupid in
had to, this is what we had to learn. Be good to those who are good to you. The ones who show you loyalty, give them loyalty in return. The ones who protect your name in your absence is your most loyal ally. The one who pulled dirt on your name in your absence is your most secret enemy.
Right.
What's being said about you when you're not around is a reflection of your character and your personality.
Right.
You want more people to have good things to say about you when you're not around than have bad things to say about you when you're not around. They call that character development, right? In Europe, they had to go to charm school to learn etiquette. Over here, we used to teach it in the home. But etiquette became replaced by obnoxious, broken family curse carrier. You take etiquette away, the person don't know how to display a self-respect that make other people naturally respect them. The rule on the land is to become most loved, most respected. Let your yes be yes, let your no be no. Stand on what you say you stand on and stand on it firm.
Right.
You don't got to agree with everybody and everybody don't got to agree with you. Allow people the room to make up their own mind and allow yourself the room to not give up about what nobody else thinks.
Right.
Because everybody have to make their own way. You can't make your way trying to live your life the way somebody else told you to. You making their way for them in your life. So you teach people how to make their own way. What's your skill set? Analyze your skill set. You know what you've been training for your purpose.
Right.
If you don't know what you're capable of doing, you don't know yourself. And Sun Tzu wrote in The Art of War, know thyself, know thy enemy, and victory is assured.
Right.
Right? And the analysis say that if you don't know who your enemy is sure to defeat you.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't know who you are yourself, you don't know what enemy you can conquer. Right? The only difference between a hero and a coward is what do they do when they get scared.
Right.
Right? The coward turn and flee, but the hero rise up and fight.
Right.
Once the character is solidified, it puts this out as the personality.
Right.
You be kind, be courteous, respect everybody, but somebody disrespect you, send them to the cemetery. Quote Al Haj Malik El Shabazz.
Right.
Right?
By any means
So,
necessary.
by any means necessary, do what need to be done, not what everybody wants you to do. If you do
Right.
what needs to be done, don't nobody got to worry about you doing what you want to do.
Right.
Because sometimes what you want to do is not what need to be done, and is in fact what you need to stop doing.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But we've been trained by the system to do everything to support the system, and that's the number one thing we don't need to be doing. Supporting the system. Right? So somewhere along the line, we start thinking for ourselves individually and then have a collective effect. When you see the influencer in the middle of the influence and you seeing the ones being influenced standing up thinking for themselves, that Negro is a problem. But sometimes you can't stop them because they're not doing the rest of the stuff that go with them need to be stopped. Like having massive gatherings of all of the tribes in the middle of the land.
Yeah.
We gonna do it after we win. But we ain't gonna do it to their satisfaction to destroy another voice that need to be heard.
Right. They ain't slick. They ain't slick. So I think, man, like I say, I've been teaching military tactics for the last week or so. And I think we should learn military tactics because let's say if they were to come to if a certain group that practice this was to come and they implement the Rex 84 or whatever the case may be, we gotta have somebody that knows something. We just can't be running around unorganized. We're gonna lose big time. So that's why people wonder why I'm teaching them
What happened in that situation? At first, we gonna be scrambling all over the place like chickens with their heads cut off.
Yeah.
But one by one, all of the brothers gonna say, wait a minute. Who got a structure in our community that can give us some direction on how we need to proceed?
The Crips, the Bloods.
You're only gonna end up with one organization. You're only gonna end up with one paramilitary organization that can tell us how to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the FOI. Whether you like them, whether you bleed a doctrine, whether you got love for them or not.
That's right.
I'm telling you, first, we're gonna be running around like chickens with our head cut off. All of the little sets, but then brothers that's in the control position, been thrust into that leadership spot, they're gonna be like, this above my pay grade. I need somebody with experience in paramilitary activities in our community. And then we only got one group of people we can do that with. There's no other group in all of the communities that can serve as a network in a time of an emergency for our people. I don't care what they teach. They ain't got nothing to do with me. All I care about is they got the reach into our communities on an unprecedented scale. And when we get done running around shooting, wasting bullets and stuff, they gonna say, okay, that's what we got to do, brother. You also have a secondary group that's gonna come behind them and support them called the New Panther Vanguard Movement.
Yeah.
That's the modern day version of the Black Panthers. They not the same. These new Panthers don't have the courage that them old Panthers had. right? But they still have a masterful military man that can use them where they at to their most effective means, and that's the ministry. Louis Farrakhan is the most slept-on military genius man on the planet
I
ever.
believe it. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, it's a Nation of Islam, man. They know they train kung fu. They really already really ready. If something was to pop off, they don't. The United States government wouldn't want to piss off the Nation of Islam for real, for real. Like they wouldn't want to mess with. They
But
wouldn't want to piss up.
the problem is that Nation of Islam can't activate without the rest of the tribes.
Uh, uh,
The government know that, so they'll antagonize them, knowing that we was divided.
yeah, that's why. Yeah, makes sense.
But once the unity, because if you look at Chicago right now, they doing more unity work on the streets than anybody right now. On the heels of Free Larry Hoover. Larry Hoover free. They don't want the old man to come home and we haven't fixed the problems that was present in the community when he left. Even if he don't never come back to the community, because he don't have to, because he paid whatever dues to do whatever he want to do. But the community want to show that we figured it out. Just look at Chicago right now. Go on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and type in Chicago Unity, and you're going to see all kind of videos of them actually putting in the work to bring all of the tribes together so that we can stop being called gangs in a derogatory sense and be recognized as the tribes. This is who he is, who we always been, and who we will always be. I don't care if they bring a Mongolian over here. I don't care if they bring a Vedic over here, a Hun, a Chung, a Ching. I don't care. We know who we is. We know who we are. We know who we been.
Right.
We know who the interlopers on the land is. That ain't no fucking secret to us. It's only a secret to the ones that don't know their history.
Right.
Most of them think they know their history because they got alphabets behind their name and they went to indoctrination camp called school.
Right.
So that make them an authority. Sanctioned by the system. That make them an authority. Sanctioned by the system. Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, we at that 2-hour mark, y'all. Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you want to show Brother Rod Hayes some love, we got his Cash App and the PayPal. You already got PayPal on the screen. What else I was gonna say? We're gonna be back, y'all. We're gonna be back. We had some technical difficulties tonight, but yes, as always, that boy Rod always come. Rod just got a good. He like little LeBron James of the conscious community. You know what I'm saying? Because you all the way around. You all the way around. Like we can talk. We can go anywhere with this.
Look, only if Dr. York, Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah, hey yeah, he definitely might. Everybody want to be like Mike now. Hey, he definitely might. That we ain't gotta. That's for sure.
In that case, I can
you LeBron James, like, hey, you got an all around game. You know what I'm saying? You got different bags. You could go in. We could go in any count. We could go anywhere with this. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere we want to go with this. We could go out of space. We could go underground. We could go around the corner. We could go on the block with this. We can go right to the block with this. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so we can go anywhere with it. We raw. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. We gonna be back, man. We love you all. We say, Larry Hoover was already working on him getting free Dr. Malachi Z York, free Jeff Ford, free H-Rap Brown. Who else? Free anybody that's a political prisoner that was fighting on sincerity and with good intentions on our behalf, right? And RIP for any soldier that went down and that was fighting on our behalf. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Malcolm R.I.P. Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X was getting ready to take him down. He was getting ready to stick it to him, man. They went on, got him out of there. They suing the government now for Malcolm X death. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna win because
Yeah,
Martin
you
Luther
remember
King
the
won.
police?
Huh?
Remember the police officer wrote a deathbed confession
Yeah, he
about
said
the
that. Yeah,
involvement of the New York
yeah,
Police Department
yeah,
working with the FBI COINTELPRO to
yeah,
neutralize Malcolm X, and they
yeah,
used them other two brothers. They set them up with some other stuff to blow up the bridge to
yeah,
get them dirty first.
yeah. They were supposed
So
to blow up the
the whole
Statue of Liberty.
story is available.
Yeah, they were supposed to blow up the
The whole
Statue of
story
Liberty.
is available.
Yeah, I wrote about that in my book called A Hustler's Manual, where they were supposed to blow up the statue. They set them up to blow up the Statue of Liberty, and then they was already waiting on them. Then they used that to frame them into the Malcolm X murder. Based on what Dick Gregory say though, he said that these guys didn't even have no bullets in their gun. That the autopsy shows the bullets
Listen,
coming down.
yeah, two of the
Yeah,
guys that went to prison for Malcolm X murder wasn't even
yeah.
there.
What? That's crazy.
And the first one got out. He moved back to New Jersey and lived the rest of his life in New Jersey till he died a couple years ago from cancer.
Interesting. Yeah, I know one of the brothers said they said them dudes didn't even go to jail. Like one of the dudes didn't even go to jail. They just made it like he went to jail, but he got left. He was on some kind of work release program where he could get out of jail every day. I was like, what kind of junk is that? But the police, man, they killed. It was cold, man. Like people like when people get killed like that, like Malcolm got killed, like Tamir Rice, Tamir, not Tamir Rice, what his name is? Yeah, Tamir Rice. Tamir Rice. Who else? What's the dude? Because Tamir Rice was a reincarnation of the other guy, of little
Emmett Till.
Chief Little Horn. Huh?
Emmett Till.
Emmett Till, yeah, Emmett Till, right? So when people, man, you know, you still how what they did to Emmett Till, how he looked. His mama made him have an open casket so they could see what he looked like, how they did it. And I mean, it's a town called Jasper, Texas. If you ever go to Jasper, Texas, don't stop in that town. They still got a sign up there that say, "Ian, keep on the road." And it's a monkey with a red lipstick, right? And they drug a black brother behind a pickup truck. They
Richard
tied a
Byrd.
noose around his neck, huh?
His name was Richard Byrd.
Yeah, Jasper, Texas, man. And I used to live in Cartridge. It's about it's like going. I used to drive to when I drive to Houston, we go through Jasper, but we don't stop in Jasper. Got stopped there one time at a gas station. I saw what was happening. I ain't never stopped. I was scared to go to that town at night. Man, I be watching these videos where they say, one dude said she stopped. A white lady said it was a black dude. She said that shoulder is a nice tree behind you. What that mean, Rod? That shoulder is a nice tree behind you. In
That means,
Mississippi, sundown town, huh?
hey, look, if people out there got the audacity in this era to be on some racist BS,
yeah,
then whatever they got coming to them is what come to them.
That's what I said, bro. You gonna pull up on that man and say that's a nice tree behind
we,
you? Like, what that supposed to mean?
Look, we not to go along to get along generation.
Yeah.
You got the wrong one. We not the one. We not trying to have unity parties with enemies.
Yeah.
Right? You either gonna change your thinking or we gonna change it for you.
Yeah.
You know, and that fall on all sides of the spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because that's the number one tool to keep us divided was the caste system called racism.
Yeah, that's right.
But it was to serve a reverse effect, what they call reverse psychology. And force people to mix together by telling them they can't mix together.
Yeah, because they gonna do just the opposite.
Let that
That's
sink
right.
in.
Yeah, they gonna do just the opposite.
Yeah, you can't
They tell
tell
you
no guy.
don't do something.
You
Yeah,
can't tell. Yeah, you can't tell no guy what not to do.
yeah, yeah.
I'm God. I could do what I want to do.
Yeah, he can go
You
out
can't
just
tell
do
me.
this
You
just
gonna
because you
tell me I
feel like
can't? Yeah, you
it.
can't tell me something is the best and I can't have it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. That's
Never
the game.
knowing that they only saying that in order to trick you with reverse psychology.
That's the
Tell
game,
you what
man.
you can't have, so you make it your business to go get that. I'm going to get that.
That's right.
That's how
That's
we do
right.
in the hood, ain't
That's how we
it?
do it.
He
Hey,
said
look,
he
I
got
just want
he got
what's
a
mine.
bag over there. He got 10K in a brown paper bag. Where? We starving over here. We going to get that.
Hey, man. Hey, I remember I used to hear stories about Gucci, Gucci Mane, and how Gucci Mane really was a jacker, and how he had a little crew where if you on Instagram flexing, he'll send his little crew over there. They'll go ahead and get that out for you. They were scared of Gucci Mane for a while before he got in the music industry. In Atlanta, man, like, Gucci was raw. Gucci had
I
people
tell you what,
jacking people.
they better be glad he got in the music business.
Yeah, that's what I said too, man. Gucci was jacking, man. Like that's what he was known for, jacking people. Him and his little crew. He actually was like he had like a little crew he was sent over there. Some them boy pull up in them little rental vans, get what they got out there. Hey, I know some cats like that down. It's a dude named
They everywhere.
JoJo
They got
Ward.
him.
Yeah, JoJo Ward.
They got it. They got him everywhere. Them stick up kids. Look what they done
Yeah,
did. Got sent up
yeah,
for an 8-year kid. They
yeah.
got him everywhere. They got him in New York.
That's a hard life though, man. That's a hard way to make a living, you know.
Well, look at the original 50 Cent.
Yeah, he was a jacker. Yeah,
And look at
yeah,
Big L.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Big
There you
L.
go.
Big
That's right.
L was boastful. If he had something he wanted, that was his now. Thank you for this,
Yeah,
my brother. Appreciate it.
thank you, thank you very
You know,
much.
you got him down this way too.
Yeah.
Guys
Now
that
see,
thought they was
somebody said something about
bigger than
Shorty
the
Loc.
program.
Yeah, Shorty Loc was the one of the ones too, though. But Shorty Loc really was a hustler. He mostly had them, moving them birds. Him and with the BMF crew and all them. So Shorty Loc had the Browns Home Projects. Man, look, you know something, Rod? When I moved to Atlanta and me and FaZe, we was shooting a video and I think we was in Lil Baby's neighborhood. And man, FaZe was telling me, like, man, this out here one of the worst neighborhoods. And like we riding over there. It looked like the suburbs though. But the sneaky part about Atlanta, like some of those places it look like suburbs, but you could get really killed over there. But
That's
then
like
versus
LA.
huh?
That's like LA.
Yeah, it looked like
Look, you be in LA, the grass manicured, the palm trees out there, sun shining. You got the dog in the front yard barking, cat laying on the porch down the street, and you look at
Yeah.
them, don't even know you in the heart of Thug Central.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It don't matter whether it's red or blue. As soon as one of them see you, you be like, "Where all these people?" If you walking down the street in Cali and you don't know nobody, and all of a sudden
Yeah,
you look up and it's a whole bunch of people on the street, it's time for you to leave ASAP,
yeah,
expeditiously, as T.I. would say.
yeah,
Yeah, you don't get fooled if I'm out messing around in LA thinking because these houses is nice
yeah,
that this ain't
yeah,
somebody's set.
yeah.
But you'll
That's how
know
it is.
because, like, if you walking down the street, let's say it's a lady in front of you, little boy riding his bike on the other side of the street, and there's a lady up a little further, a man up further trimming his edges. You look down at your phone to see what time it is, and you look up, and it's a whole bunch of people walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to recognize them because they're going to be all flamed up in their colors.
Yeah.
And you go, where all these people come from? And they don't want to know where you come from.
Yeah. Little Pakistan rough over there where Rollo and them in Atlanta, but the work, hey man, I ain't gonna lie. Well, y'all thug them from now that's great projects over there. Young Thug from the real young Thug them live in the real projects.
You talking about
On
down in Memphis?
Cleveland Avenue over there, over that way.
You talking about down in
Hey,
Memphis?
shout out Atlanta, man. Hey, Cleveland Avenue rough
Oh,
over there, man.
Atlanta.
It's straight ratchet over there, huh?
You talking about Atlanta?
Yeah, Atlanta, Cleveland Avenue, Slauson. I've been to Cali, Slauson. Really, Cali, really tricky, man. Like you gotta know what you in. You gotta know where you at. You better know where you at. Ain't no you gotta know. You better know where you at. Hey, you
Hey,
better know
look,
where you at, huh?
when I got off parole, a cousin of mine died in Cali, right?
Uh
And I packed my luggage. And my mama said, "Everything you got, black and white, baby."
huh. Everything black and white. 'Cause you go around, man. You pop out with the wrong color, it could be your last day, man. I'm telling you. And they ain't.
Look,
Sometimes they don't even let you make it. Like, hey,
look.
you
I said,
you see somebody get you,
when I'm in California, all my clothes is black and white. I don't got no color
man.
at
I don't
all.
wear nothing but white.
I don't even
That's
want no
all.
colored threads on them.
Right? I'm telling you, you don't want to get mistaken for nobody else. I'm telling you, it's so many different gangs now. It's like, oh, you got the 40s, the 60s, the 20s, the 30s. You know what I'm saying? And all them, some of them beefing with each other. The neighborhood cop, this and that, man. It's crazy. Like in order to live in LA, you got to be born into that. You got to, in order to, because you'll get killed if you just be like somebody that ain't from that come and try to get into that. You'll get killed. You got to be born in LA to really feel what's going on with the gang thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be
Or
born
you
in
got to
that,
move
man.
there when you're young enough to understand the
Yeah,
politics.
yeah,
You got
yeah,
to you move when you're young enough to see how the politics play out when
yeah,
you on the porch.
yeah,
Once you off that porch, all bets is off.
yeah.
You
That's
know,
right.
you got
That's
places
right.
like Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon, it looked like it ought to have zero crime.
Right, right.
You
Yeah,
be
Portland,
like,
Oregon, like, yeah.
who's committing crime? People born with silver spoons in their mouth. Everybody in Oregon ain't got a silver spoon in their mouth.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, I've been to Oregon. I rode through Oregon before. Oregon looked where the part that I rode through. It looked nice. It looked all brand new. I had drove all the way from Louisiana all the way to Seattle, Washington, all through Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado. Wyoming is nothing but mountains. Man, we were driving about 2 hours on see nothing. Then you pull up, you see Walmart in the middle of nowhere. Super Walmart. Then go over there to Coke, $7 for a can Coke. I said, man, you people go out of their mind. Back then though. This back 10 years, 20 years ago. Coke, $7 for a can Coke up in the Wyoming. Man, you gotta have some money to live up up and out of there. And you ain't gonna see no Negroes out there. It's too bad.
So
Look at
somebody
you.
in the comments asks about do we like the No Jumper podcast? Personally, I don't. I think that the host, Adam 22, is an agent.
Uh-huh. Adam 22.
And, yeah, the white boy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sounds like his name, you know. Sound like it.
I think he an agent for the government to cause division between the red and the blue.
That
And
makes sense, bro.
if you sit there and watch the way he plays his hand, he the house. He gonna
Yeah,
get
the
paid.
house always win.
And the house always win. He gonna get paid regardless. But in order to create a compelling spectacle, he putting two volatile agents together and hoping that his conditions is enough control to create the blow up and capitalize off of it before it blow all the way up.
Huh. So what's
I
the
think
two
I think
going
Ladder
on in the
agent too.
cold flip? Huh?
I think Vlad an agent too. I think he worked for the
Yeah,
for
yeah, we
some
already
kind of
came to
government
that.
agency. I think they gave him this as a cover. This is cutout. I do
I
not, because
think
the
so too.
questions he asks and the information he be having access to, if you ain't got inside law enforcement connections, you should know some of that stuff.
Hey, Rod, you ain't lying, Rod. You ain't lying. He be asking 8 long questions. Like, man, how he know? And then he be knowing about like stuff about people that they don't even know. Like, he like, man, how you know that about me? Like, they be saying, how you know that, man? Like, he be doing like how he be having too much information on people. Like before that they don't even know that he got. Before this, that is funny
So
though, Rod.
part,
You said it.
part of journalism is when you finna interview somebody, you investigate them, you do your
Yeah, but
background
he had too
research.
much.
But it's a whole lot easier to do background research when somebody drop a manila folder on your desk and
Yeah,
say, read this. Now you up
yeah,
to speed,
yeah,
right? And the accelerated learning classes teach you how to use that information, and then you write your list of questions
yeah.
based on what you see in the file. And some of the stuff they need an answer to a criminally or an incriminating question, and that question will be a question mark by it in the paperwork. So
Wow.
then Vlad say, "Oh, I'm gonna ask this question then to see if he'll tell us he did it and rat himself out on national podcasts."
Right. That makes sense.
And the ones that catch it. And they go, hold up, Vlad, that's a police question you asking me. Why you asking me that? I done heard multiple people telling that in different ways.
Yep. I heard it too. Yep. Yep. We'll see a whole bunch of them. Hey, we feel something? I
Mm-hmm.
think so that Adam 22 thing with the baby, not baby you, what's the other dude name? He getting I think that what he said on that podcast, he ended up like really driving the indictment with the 60s home. Baby, what his name is, Baby Bricks, Brick Baby, yeah, Brick Baby. Brick Baby was on 22, and he was saying, "Man, I smoked. I just I got about 8 bodies." I was like, "Man, if he really serious, like he really telling it on." That was really crazy how you talking about he had bodies on guard on the set. Cause I got body. I was like, man, these people crazy. They on Vlad TV who got Adam 22 who got all these followers. They in LA and the cops watching it, and you saying you got all these bodies and everything. I automatically knew something was gonna be going down off of it. When I heard that, I didn't know Big U all that was tied in. You know what I'm saying? But that's crazy, man. That's crazy. All right, Rod. I'm about to get ready to get off, Rod. This way, it was a good one. Another one. Hey, y'all. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be back, y'all. We probably come back with today. We probably come back Friday with another one. One the next time, Rod free.
I think I'm
Right.
booked Friday.
You book probably Sunday. We'll figure it out. Because I'm gonna be more organized next time. I guess they didn't want us to do that that military tape. Because they started cutting us, like turning it, they twisted it, they was twisting and turning on that
You
one,
ain't
boy.
deleted,
Like,
did you?
no, it's still on there. Look, for y'all want to watch military strategies on the video side, I put out I got another one coming out tomorrow that you don't see yet. It's called How to Survive the First 100 Days When Stuff Hit the Fan. That'll drop tomorrow, but then it's another drop Thursday. It's called Surviving 90 Days in the Blackout. So I got them taped, and then that'll be pretty much the start of that folder because I build out folders. I'm building out the school for the generals now. So when I can do, I got 3 more tapes to put in. Then I go to something else, but I'm gonna periodically be dropping stuff that I know y'all like the tape about the chieftain, the tape about the Muskogee chieftain that's gonna drop tomorrow too. So you're gonna like that one. And then we're dropping all the Black Native American tribes. We just put out the Creek one, and we already got the Choctaw. We'll be putting out the Seminole one next. So we staying nonstop, man. We're gonna hit you with 2 more tomorrow. So hey, y'all, we're gonna keep y'all updated. If we get any critical information within the next, before we make a next report, we'll keep y'all updated. Right now, they're talking about a 12 mile long mothership headed to Earth. I might come back on talk about that tomorrow. It's really the reptilians, and that ship has been out there. But they just trying to scare everybody up. It's the reptilians. They drive them dookie turd looking ships that they hollow out, right? Them guys.
They got more than one.
Yeah, they got different types. What you talking about? Like it's more than one
Oh,
ship coming towards Earth.
yeah. Yeah. The arrival date is different. I don't know what happened to young elder, y'all, but we about to wrap this up. Um, peace to all the people that came. Keep up the good work. Each one teach one. We all gonna reach some. And with that, I'm gonna exit on out.
Did it cut off? Hey, Radu, man, I don't know what happened with it.
Never have it been made so clear.